So my name is Tara. I am one of the organizers for Ice and FireCon 2013 and likely 2014, 2015, and beyond, if we are able to continue that long, which will hopefully happen. So I wanted to do this with Matt by my side, one of the other organizers, but unfortunately he did have to leave as we live in South Carolina. And people down here don't know how to drive on icy roads, and we've had a lot of those the past couple days. So anyway, it is Saturday, January 26th, and we just posted the schedule, the full schedule for Ice and FireCon 2013. Obviously, there's a chance that things will change. We can't promise that everything will happen exactly the times that are listed right now, since we've got a few months to go and a few more things that we're hammering out. We did try to get answers to as many things as possible before we posted it. But we did have our organizer meeting tonight, myself and Valerie and Matt, and it took several hours. Thankfully, we were able to, hammer out a lot of details, get a lot of stuff figured out, figure out some answers to some confusion. By the way, I'm drinking, so cheers. I personally am dealing mostly with the panels, so there's some things that I had no idea about. I was completely not out of the loop, but I was completely confused about the gaming aspect. So it was nice to finally sit down and have that meeting and figure out a lot of things. So schedule was posted. We are booked solid with events. At many times there are two things going on at once from 3 p.m. on Friday, if you don't count the pre-convention outing from 11:30 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. on Friday. 3 p.m. on Friday is when official registration begins, and we will be going until at least 11 o'clock that night, possibly midnight, with official activities. My babies being, like I said, the panel that evening, Bad Boys and Mean Girls, which was something that our attendees actually voted on. So it won by a slight margin, but it did win nonetheless. So, and then Valerie is handling the gaming that night with the board game and hopefully the RPG, if we have enough people who are, willing to play that. Also, the Flea Bottom Fete, which I was very proud of the name because it's really just a social hour, but we were looking for kind of an amusing themed name, and several, ideas passed over the books, including Littlefinger's affair and something to do with you can't spell pimp without imp or something like that. A lot of things that involved names of taverns in Westeros that we know of at this moment. But in the end, we wanted something that alliterated a little bit and was themed and sounded kind of silly and ridiculous. So Flea Bottom Fete, because a fete is a, fancy party, and Flea Bottom is not fancy. And the beer tasting also, which hopefully there's a slight chance somebody from Omagong will actually be there to help us with that. If not, I will actually be given the literature to run it, and I am a big beer proponent. I ran a local beer lovers group and did all sorts of tastings and whatnot at local breweries for quite some time now. So I do know enough about it, I think, to at least make it worthwhile in the knowledge department. And of course, the Omagong beer itself will be a big plus in the Game of Thrones beer. So that's Friday. Saturday, we start as early as 10 a.m. if you are a Stark. If you are not, then you can sleep in a little bit. I should say if you're a Stark, Tully, Northerner, whatever, and you want to do a sort of late morning snack and discussion of about the North and those houses and characters that will be taking place, I think, near the Silversmith Cottage, which is sort of our river run of the weekend. And then at 11 o'clock, we're going to have our first official panel on Saturday, that being, of course, the Game of Thrones Season 3 panel. How is Season 3 going? How is it matching up to the book so far? What do we think is going to happen next? We've actually stretched this panel out to be an hour and a half long. The rest of the panels are going to pretty much be an hour, but this one we thought to make it a little longer. We are really aiming to have these be not just panels where people sit up in front of you and jabber about, the subject, but where you have the ability to discuss, what we've been talking about, ask questions, put forward your own theories or ideas. So as small as we are, that is going to be a big plus, I think, for this particular convention, being able to do that. And then after the hour and a half panel, we've got, an entire day packed full of activities. 4 panels in total, and several character or house specific gatherings. There's one for Targaryens and Essos characters at 1 o'clock, and another for the powerhouses of Westeros. We all know that the Martells, the Lannisters, and the Tyrells are in charge of Westeros right now. So, and King's Landing characters as well. So people like Varys, and I guess probably Littlefinger, though he's not been in King's Landing for a while. Outside of he's my little Lannister lion right here. Outside of the house gatherings and the panels, we're also going to have the tournament, which is the Tournament of Champions. Now, this is a mock tournament. I encourage participation because it is going to be hilarious so long as we get participation, and there is a chance to win some really cool prizes. Jousting, which will be like the main thing, stick horse jousting, and a sword part. Now, in Game of Thrones, usually tournaments consist of a melee. We don't have any sort of way to do that or figure that out. So no melee, but there will be like a one-on-one sword portion and an archery with safety arrows. With the costume contest, we are definitely, encouraging everybody who wants to wear any sort of costume to participate, whether it be like a show costume, and, it could be show accurate, or your like depiction of a show costume. There will be a master craftsman and also a novice category. And then we're going to have like a most humorous costume. And then we're also going to do a book depiction. You're going to have to bring some sort of printed description. I bring your Kindle with the description bookmarked. Bring an actual piece of paper with the description printed on it. Bring the book with the bookmarked. We don't care. But show what you're depicting. That's all we ask. And then most humorous costume, and there may be a couple other categories depending on how many people enter. We are encouraging everybody to participate in the tournament and the costume contest because really it is all for fun. There's not going to be any sort of elitism going on here. We've got the big Feast of Winterfell Saturday evening, which all dragon, stag, and VIP ticket holders have entry to. During that, we're going to be making some little announcements there. We're having an art contest. So if you're an artist, we highly encourage you to bring paintings, drawings. I mean, there are several different art mediums will have different categories. So if you are an artist and you're interested in participating in the art contest, there'll be little prizes for that as well. And we're doing a mock election. We've had some questions about that, which I guess is my fault because I didn't want to reveal too much about it. The mock election, we will provide markers and poster board and glue and some printouts, I think, of like sigils and stuff. Basically all the simple supplies you will need to create a campaign poster, which will hang up, in one of the main areas in the castle. It will be your job from poster completion on Friday afternoon. You'll be able to work on your poster starting during registration. We hope that you'll have it completed by the meet and greet, but if not, that's fine. Just complete it sometime on Friday. Basically, you'll have from whenever you complete it on Friday until about like 6 o'clock on Saturday to campaign for your character. We don't care who you choose. You can, choose Tyrion for King of the Seven Kingdoms. You can choose Sansa. You can choose Dany. You can choose Aegon. Fake Aegon. I mean, I'm sorry. Fake real Aegon, real fake Aegon. Who knows what he is right now. Jon Snow. You can choose whoever you want. Littlefinger. There's another one. Stannis. Shoot, even Renly or Robb. I mean, we know they're dead, but hey, it's all in good fun. So you choose a character, you create a poster, and you campaign for that character, and people can vote. Anybody can vote as many times as they want for as many characters as they want. So the only rule is that you have to use your own name or the name of a character in the books, an actual character. And yes, we will double check. So, and at the feast, we will announce that along with the winner of the art contest. After the feast is the gaming. Now, Friday night, the gaming starts at 9. Now, if you want to participate in the actual tournament, you have to be there on Friday night because the winners of Friday night will, be narrowed down and compete on Saturday night. And if you want to actually be in the gaming tournament and possibly win a prize, you have got to start on Friday night. If you're just interested in playing the game, you can do it either night. We'll have tables open just as long as we have enough people willing to, participate in that respect. So gaming at 9, panel number 5 at 9 on Saturday night. Panel ends at 10, and at that point, it will be time to head on down to the pub for some Westerosi karaoke. This was actually suggested to us by one of our attendees a couple months back, and it just caught fire as an idea. If you have karaoke CDs, we, highly suggest that you bring them. If you are willing to put them in the pot for other people to choose from, all you have to do is give them to me on Friday. I will absolutely return them to you on Saturday when karaoke is over, or on Saturday when you leave, if you're leaving karaoke early, as they are your property. All you'll have to do is email me the track list, and then I'll email you back a number, and you stick a piece of masking tape on the CD cover, and that way we can have like an official list that I can print out and give to everybody. We may, if we have enough prize options, make it into some sort of like mini contest. I mean, it'll be just for fun, and prizes will be small things, buttons or something like that. But that's enough. Sunday is our last day, and it's going to be minimal activities on Sunday, starting with like a photo shoot, last photo shoot type time at 10 a.m. And then there will be a panel at 11, Beyond the Books. And this is going to be the one that you probably want to drive home, but we want you to stay for. And you probably want to stay for it too. And we're going to go over all of those crazy theories that everybody is curious about, or at least we hope everybody is curious about. Is everyone a secret Targ? Is Podrick Payne the prince who was promised? And yes, that is actually a theory that people have. Stuff like that. So yeah, so that's going to be our last panel on Sunday. It'll be over about noon. And then after that, we have got, the main silent auction ends at 10 o'clock on Saturday, but we will have a sort of speed auction on Sunday where we're going to try to get rid of some of our decor, and that's going to run from 10 a.m. till noon. So if you guys have any questions, we are always available. You can email us via the con website, iceandfirecon.com. There's a contact button right there, or you can just email us at iceandfirecon@gmail.com. we cannot stress enough that you should join our Facebook group. It has been extremely active. It's a great way to get to know your other con attendees. So yeah, definitely check out our Facebook group. Feel free again to contact any of us with specific questions. I often post about the convention on my Tumblr or my blog. So if you've come to us via that route, you are more than welcome to contact me directly. But if you look at our main, Ice and FireCon page, you'll see our little organizer introductions at the bottom. The three of us are very, very, very open, friendly people. So we want to make everybody feel comfortable and welcome, and we will take suggestions too. I mean, at this point, the schedule is kind of set. Like I said, there is room for change, but it's minimal at this point. And changes will only be made if really important things come through. But again, there is always room for improvement. So suggestions, we will absolutely listen to them and we will hear you out. In the coming weeks, we're going to be posting a whole bunch of information about the tournament, about the costume contest, about just convention policies, our weapons policy, for instance, which we didn't really think we needed to think about it, and then all of a sudden we got a question about it, and it was like, crap, guess we should probably make one of these now. And we made one, and it was great. I mean, we were so proud of it. And then we got the question, well, I have the Valyrian steel version of Robert's Warhammer, so how can I keep that holstered, or do I need to keep it holstered? And it's like, so, what's our policy on Warhammers? Things you don't think you need to think about. We have got a very, very full schedule. 3 p.m. on Friday till 1 p.m. on Sunday. We are booked except for, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 hours for people to sleep each night, which I know probably isn't going to happen. At least it doesn't at any other con I've ever been to. So, again, thank you for listening, and this has been really long, and I can't wait to edit it down and hope that it at least hits under 20 minutes.